headed out again. Today is March 11th, 67 degrees air temp. Water temp right now should be 41, 42, and on a steep rise. It's very warm out. As we speak, I still feel like the fish, they're still in and around the winter holes. I really think that the smallmouth bite that people are looking for really may not happen until April. But what you can experience, in my opinion, again, it's just me talking, is a winter bite that is more aggressive than winter. It's an easy winter fishing is what we're experiencing right now. The fish are going to be more easily provoked into eating than actual winter because A, it's warmer, B, we're getting into spring. But realistically, you're still going to find them in the same places doing the same thing, just chilling out, not doing much. I don't really get out that much this time of year. Last year, I was busy working on the house. The year before, I was busy working on a project with somebody else. So this is a new thing for me to go out and about early March like this. We did a trial run on a lower section of the river to see what the fish were doing there, and it still seemed to be in that winter mode of things. And so I think we got to give it some time before a good spring bite happens. Very windy day. This is going to be terrible. Oh, shit. We're going to run up. We're going to have to drag. It's going to take a while. Hopefully it's worth it. So close to hitting bottom. Help us out. We're going to throw some of the weight up front. That's a big fish. Big fish. Don't go into the motor, bud. Okay, he's not that big. I thought for sure he's gonna be a giant again. It's probably gonna take me a minute to get my feeling right. He just felt so big. He's not that big. Well, we got one. They're eating. Just a little guy. He's pretty beat up though. Look at his head. It's crazy. All right. Thank you, bud. See ya. Yeah, one thing I am noticing is I'm starting to catch smaller fish now. Oh, broke off. All right, we're trying something. So this is my big Fluke. I'm gonna try it out for the first time. Oh, it looks so good. Sometimes big baits. This time of year will work. Just gotta try it. To me, it's more of a summer thing, but doesn't mean it's not going to work for now. Oh yeah, it sinks nice. The wind is making this absolutely miserable. This makes me not even want to continue. I had a fish. Maybe it was a snag. I never felt a bite. Could have been bottom, but it doesn't seem that reasonable. Oh, there was one right there. Maybe they're in the current. He was chasing it. He was chasing that. That one was following it for sure. Got one. Never felt a bite. He's not that big. There's another one following it. Never felt a bite. It's not even that big. He's got black lipstick. Okay. They'll eat the Magnum. Not even big. See the lipstick on that guy? Oop, oop. See ya, bud. Not big. Okay. They are kind of in the current. Okay, if something was there, it would have ate it. We need to switch back to something else. Let's just try green pumpkin. Just regular old green pumpkin. I mean, things are changing. If there's a pack of 2 or 3 of them chasing a 7-inch giant fluke, things have changed, you know? They're still in the same spot. At least these ones. And they were definitely not set up like in no current. They're in some current. They're getting... Oh, big hit and came off. How did that happen? Got it. One missed it, another one got it. They hit it real hard and then it came off. Little guy. The little guys are eating. Spring is here. The smallest fish I caught in a long time. His back's still messed up. Something tried to eat him. Little guy, see you, bud. Very hard hit and then whiffed, nothing. And then wait a couple seconds and that guy ate it. I don't know how something could hit it so hard and not get the hook. It's probably a small fish. So, small fish, it warmed up. How do you catch a big fish? I don't know. And I'm not even really gonna care. I like catching fish, so we're gonna catch some fish. And if a big one comes along, I will be mighty thankful. That's a fish. It's big. What the hell is happening? Is that a catfish? Why is it swimming all funny? What is that? Oh, I snagged a sucker. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. How in the hell did you do that, bud? I thought for sure it was gonna be a giant. Let's see if we can get a look at him. Snagged a sucker. All right, calm down, bud. We're gonna get you out. Stop. And he's gone. He was looking at it. No, he wasn't. Snagged that guy right in the back. So, just get moving, I guess. It's time to move on. Yeah, we're catching them in the same area, but I'm not trying a different area, so I'm actually gonna tie that big fluke back on until we have a clue of where some fish might be. I mean, we have an opportunity here with the water this clear. Throw a big fluke like this. It's gonna draw fish from a good distance with it being this clear. Just get it in the water. You know, just see if something happens. Well, we know they'll eat the new bait, the Wutz-it. And it's not even ripping yet. Not even ripping yet. I've made a lot of casts with this. That died. You guys are off. Nothing happened. I fished the whole bank on the way up. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Go right for this channel, see if we can make it. It does not really look like we're gonna make it. We might. That looks shallow. We gotta go over here. We might make it. We might make it. I don't think this is anything, but we'll try it. This is lasting longer than the Zoom fluke. Maybe we can drive now. Alright, let's try it. There we go. There will be one more drag. Ain't looking good. Ah, we're bailing. Almost had it. Yeah. I think we got it. We're just gonna fish our way up now. That's a fish. Doesn't feel that big. Oh, it's a decent fish. Decent fish. Decent fish. Not a giant, but I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Not a giant, another 14. I think the smaller fish are signaling spring. See ya, thank you. Yeah, they're eating good. We may switch back to the Wutz-it. Deeper spot of the river. I just want to throw this big Fluke because I know they can see it. I know they can see it from a very big distance. Water's semi-clear. Like if I can see through 6 feet of water and see bottom, they're gonna see this thing from a mile away. He wants it moving. He's looking. He's looking. Got him. Got him. Yep, it worked. I knew it. I watched that happen. He wanted it moving. He would not eat it unless it was moving. Oh, it just came off. That was very cool. Very cool to see that. Oh, I didn't set the hook hard enough. I had to finesse that. I had to make that happen. That was a weird eat. He was following it. I had to pause it and let that head turn back around from it want to eat it. And he actually came from underneath and like from the side and sucked it down into it. Very cool eat. Just one. I did not see any other ones with it. I mean, this is a big bait for that fish to want to eat. But as you've seen, he still ate it. Well, my whatchamacallit, it works. There's multiple bites, multiple fish, same bait, not tore. This is my new favorite bait. Oh, I got one looking at it. Little guy. Little guy. What? Little guy. I mean like a 10. Oh, he ate. I f***ed that up. It was coming up too high next to the boat. He bailed on it. He looked big. All right. I'm very hot. Time to tube it up. I mean, it's deep in there. Them fish came up like 10 feet to look at that. Good hit. I guess a good fish. It came off. Oh no. What? Really? You're kidding me. Oh, that's a rare thing too. That's a rare thing too. Oh. Even on a spiral hook, that's rare. Good one. Good fish. Good fish. Good fish. Where you going, bud? Don't come off. That's like an 18. Maybe smaller. I don't know. He's not that big. He's not that big. It's just been a long time. It's just been a long time since I've seen a good fish. He's not that big, but he's a good one. Let's see. He ain't coming off. You know what I'm saying? He ain't coming off. Not a giant. Probably a 15.5, 16. We haven't boarded a fish, so let's get the board. Right. Let's get one. 15, I'm gonna say. Oh, it's a 16. 16. Oh, beautiful fish. See you, bud. They're still in wintering areas. That's where I'm getting my bites. See, that's what I mean. That tube was so deep. How did I lose one? You know what I'm saying? Like, just a weird coincidence somehow, because generally doesn't happen. See, now that I moved, I'm not sure exactly where they were. Oh, that's a big fish. Never felt a bite. Don't make me a liar. Stay on, bud. It's a tank. Okay, it might be an 18. But I've been seeing small fish, so this is a very welcome sight. Good head shakes, he's staying down. Good fish. Good fish, beautiful fish. Oh, he's a little thin, he's long though. That's a 17 something, huh? Maybe it's an 18. It's been so long I don't know. This is why I drove up here. What is he? Oh, just a 16 and a half. Beautiful 16 and a half. Things absolutely are heating up. See you, bud. Good fish. See, like some fish are like kind of like really active, and other fish are just not active at all, actually. Another one. Doesn't feel as big. Oh, maybe. He's a good one. They're all good ones. Ah, got him. He's got a little white patch on his eye. God. He's like a 15 maybe? I don't know. See that eye? It's crazy. Feel bad for him. Thanks, bud. Go up. Get a little bigger. Just gotta work our way into the big one. Oh, that's a f***ing snag. Got her out. I thought that was a f***ing giant. Sucks I lost that one. Camera died. We're gonna have to get moving soon anyways. Very fun, very cool day of fishing. Learning some stuff. Figuring stuff out. Just getting to see that guy and watch that guy come up behind this bait it's told me a lot of stuff that I need to know. I'm hungry, thirsty, tired, hot, probably burnt. We had enough fun for today. Extremely happy with this. I'm very happy with the plastic I chose. Look how many casts I made, and it's just a tiny little bit of tear. I wouldn't even rehook this yet. Just hooked right through it. That's it. You're probably going to see this a lot this year. It works. It's absolutely more durable than a Zoom Fluke. I don't like the hook I'm using with that. I need to find a different hook. Just the design of that hook. It's real grabby, but it's not very penetrative. And so I think I'll lose some fish if I don't really hook set, you know? Alright, so let's do a little review, or a reflection of the day. This may be the second time I've ever taken my boat on the river in March. I've done bank fishing, but, you know, it's kind of sketchy, it's risky, water's cold. You don't want to go in. The weather fakes you out. Could be 80 degrees outside, and the water temp could be 40. You don't want to go in there. So, respect the river, respect the water temperature, and you'll be alright. Baits used were spiral hook tube, and my, whatchamacallit, Wutz-it, big Fluke. I don't know, I think I named it 6 different names in this video. That's a problem with me because I'm making my own baits. I gotta come up with names, and I'm not good at it. If you guys have any names you want to give my baits, put it in the comments or send it to my email at ishtechllc@yahoo.com. It's different because it does not have a forked tail, but it's a giant 7-inch Fluke, basically. And I call this the hero of the day because I use this as my search bait. And I think I said this, but with the water being semi-clear and this bait being that big and bright, fish are going to see it from a big distance. In the beginning, if the fish seemed that hungry, that's why I went that route. There's other search baits, but with these conditions, I felt this is the best bait I could use. Because it's mine. They're not in the store yet. I wanted to have a chance of throwing it and seeing it in the water, seeing how it sinks. I'm very happy with it. But once I found them, I put this down and I pick up a finesse bait using the spiral hook tube. I don't think you're ever going to see me throw a tube that's not on my spiral hook. And the reason for that is I will get this back. You're never going to see me throw a tube on a tube hook because you're going to lose it almost every cast. At least I did. You might see me throw it on a football head, but even that, you're probably going to lose pretty often. Even a spiral hook tube, I lose some. I have never used another open hook bait that I get back more often than this spiral hook in the tube. That's why I'm using it, because I hate snags, I hate losing baits, and to me, the best technique you could ever have to catch a fish is to keep your bait in the water, on the bottom, as much as possible. And if you're getting snagged all the time, you can't do that, can you? So, spiral hook tube as a follow-up bait. Alright, thing to note about the Wutz-it, the Fluke, the whatever, Fluke, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. I am using a Gamakatsu finesse wide gap hook. But there is a huge flaw with this hook. Well, actually, there's two huge flaws with this hook that I'm going to show you. And actually, in some ways, I don't even consider this a flaw. But in the video, you heard me say that this hook is a very grabby hook, but not a very penetrative hook. So what I'm going to try to show you, this is the hook I'm using on my Magnum. It's a piece of wood. So what I mean by grabby is this. When that hook point hits a surface and gets pulled on, look at the angle of the hook point. It's going off like this, right? So that's what I mean by grabby. This hook is going to want to grab somewhere, right? But now a smallmouth's mouth isn't all that soft. I mean, it has soft areas, but a lot of it is not soft. And so what I mean by penetrative, if you look at one of my jig hooks, I'll put it on there. Look at the angle of that hook point. Actually, it just buried itself halfway through with me pulling the same tension. It's almost 90 degrees straight down. That is more penetrative. So that's why I'm calling this a flaw. And the barb on this hook is very far away from the hook point. It is actually over 3/16 of an inch before getting to the beginning of the barb. If you look at one of my jig hooks, it is a little bit over 1/8. You know, doesn't sound like a huge difference, but when you're talking about a small hook like this, that's a big difference. You have to get that hook point another 1/16 of an inch deeper before it can even get to the barb. And so in case you haven't figured out why that's a problem, with that hook, the Gamakatsu finesse, the red one, on an angle, it's grabby. If you don't slam that hook set, like if you don't nail that hook set, you are not going to have enough pressure to drive that hook point in at an angle. Because it's not straight. When it's straight, you have way more pressure, right? If I'm pulling 4 pounds of force with the jig hook straight down, it's going to see almost 4 pounds straight down. If I apply 4 pounds on the hook on a 45 degree, I don't know the math on it, but I bet you it's more like 2 pounds. Because it has to go in on an angle, it's not straight. If you have a spear and a bear is coming at you, wouldn't you want to have it straight in his chest? Or would you want to have it on a 45 and hoping that... You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So moving forward, I may actually try a Gamakatsu circle hook. Multiple reasons for this. Now, I'm not sold on this yet, so this is going to be testing for in the future. But a circle hook, the actual point of the hook faces back in towards itself. And so the main reason why someone will use a circle hook is for fish safety. If a fish is to swallow this, it should come out of its gullet safely. Maybe. That's where the issue lies. Good luck finding a true actual circle hook in the size you need for bass fishing. Barely even exists. Because what you normally get is an octopus offset circle hook, in which the barb is offset from the shank a few degrees. Meaning that the top of this is going to be grabby on its way out. So fish safety, offset circle hook, not so much. But maybe it's still, I don't know. We got to test it. But the other benefit here is, again, it is on an angle, but the interesting part about a circle hook is this angle of the shank into the barb is like this, then the actual barb is like this, technically resulting in a direct line. It's just a different design. So we'll have to try it. But overall, this bait that I'm making is special, because it is made out of sinking plastic. I've mentioned this before. Had I been using an actual Magnum Fluke today, I don't think I'd have had those fish hooked. They're not that active. They don't want to come up to the top. And a Zoom Fluke, when you start moving it, when there's no weight in it, it just comes up to the top. This will stay under. Even with me moving the boat and jerking it, it stayed under the water. That's important. This gives you more opportunity to catch more fish because you can fish it in more areas of the river in the water column and speeds. It's just way better to have it sinking. Just like Yamato Senka, it sinks. You know, something to think about with these fish still being in their winter holes, coming into spring, you know, you're going to struggle this time of year if you don't know these winter holes or have winter areas for yourself. Because everything in between, there's no fish. Yet. They will be soon. A whole lot of them. large sections of the river are fishless. You heard me. Fishless. And when I say fishless, I mean there are no fish. Some of you may be saying, oh, well, they're there, you just couldn't catch them. Maybe, but I don't think so. I've had multiple days throughout the winter months where if I found one, I found them all. I may catch 2, 3, or 4 fish in the same area on the same bait within minutes. You can make several casts in that area for hours after that. You can search the area around that for hours after that. You can search for miles and you'll find nothing. And that gets into something that I might not want to talk about yet. We're really just looking at an advanced winter bite. They're all still in the same places. They're just a little more active. The real crazy smallie bite should happen in April, but could happen at any time. The fish are animals. You don't know exactly when they're going to do what they're going to do. If we dive any deeper into what I'm talking about right now, if I get any more detailed about this, it needs to be a whole nother video, which may happen because there is something that happens in this river that I have been working towards for years, mainly because, I have to test everything personally. If someone walks up to me and says, hey, Ish, the grass is green, I'm going to walk my butt to the window, look out the grass, and say, yeah, it's green. Call me stupid for that, but I don't trust anyone for anything. I want to use my own experiences to come up with a conclusion. And fishing through winter is really concreting what I have thought to be true with like an asterisk, a little bit of and, but also kind of thing. To me, it feels like a very big discovery. In some ways, it's really awesome. In some ways, it kind of sucks. Battling demons, good and bad in my head. Do I release this information to the public? Does the public already know this information? I don't know. Nonetheless, fishing on the Yough is awesome. It's amazing. It's a great place to be. And if you learn a few things, you will be rewarded. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys catch a giant. If you guys are interested in any of the baits I've used today, link is in the description to my store, my online store, not in person. Hopefully this helps you catch some fish. Hopefully you guys catch a giant.